accident, I assure you! Out! Out, you fool! You idiot! You imbecile! Get out of my sight! I never want to see you again! If you ever cross my line of vision, I will have you exiled forever! What is your name? Jacob! You maggot! You insect! You were lower than an insect! You are the second cousin of a cockroach! You are the son-in-law of a bedbug! You are the nephew of a ringworm! You are nothing, do you hear me? Nothing!
At that moment, something broke inside Chechakov. Something so vital and organic. It seemed as if the damage that was done was irreparable. Something drained from him that could only be described as the very life force itself. The matter was over, for once, for all, forever. What happened next was quite simple. Ivan Ilyich Cherdyakov went home, took off his coat, lay down on the sofa, and died. For those of you who are offended by the cruelty of life, there is an alternative ending. Ivan Ilyich Cherdyakov went home, removed his coat, sat down on the sofa, and inherited 5 million rubles. There's not much point to it, but it is uplifting. You see, I have no wish to paint life any harsher than it really is. But the fact remains that some of us are indeed trapped. Witness the predicament of a governess who cares for and educates the children of a well-to-do family.
Julia! Julia!
Yes, madam?
Look at me, child. Pick your head up. I like to see your eyes when I speak to you.
Yes, madam.
And how are the children coming along in their French lessons?
Oh, they're very bright children, madam.
Eyes up. They're bright, you say? Yes, well, why not? And mathematics? They are doing well in mathematics, I assume.
Yes, madam, especially Vanya.
Oh, certainly, I knew it. I excelled at mathematics. He gets that from his mother, wouldn't you say?
Yes, madam.
Head up. Don't be afraid to look people in the eyes, my dear. If you think of yourself as inferior, that's exactly how people will treat you.
Yes, ma'am.
Quiet girl, aren't you? Now then, let's settle our accounts. I imagine that you must need money, though you never asked me for it yourself. Let's see now. We agreed 30 rubles a month. Is that right?
40, ma'am.
No, 30. I made a note of it. I always pay my governesses 30. Who told you 40?
You did, ma'am. I spoke to no one else concerning money.
Oh, impossible. Perhaps you thought I said 40 when I said 30. If you kept your head up, then that wouldn't happen. Look at my face again, and I'll say it clearly. 30 rubles a month.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, that's settled then. 30 a month it is. Now then, you've been here 2 months exactly.
2 months and 5 days.
No, exactly 2 months. I made a note of it. Maybe you should keep books like I do, and then there wouldn't be these discrepancies. So we have 2 months, and 30 rubles a month comes to 60 rubles, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mom.
Subtract 9 Sundays. We did agree to subtract Sundays, didn't we?
No, Mom.
Eyes? Oh, certainly we did. I always subtract Sundays. I didn't bother to make a note of it because I always do it. Are you sure you don't recall when I said we would subtract Sundays?
No, Mom.
Think.
No, Mom.
Oh, you weren't thinking, Julia. Your eyes were wandering. Look straight at my face and look hard. Do you remember now?
Yes, Mom.
I didn't hear you, Julia.
Yes, Mom.
Good, I was sure you'd remember. Plus 3 holidays, correct?
Oh, 2, Mom. Christmas and New Year's.
And your birthday, that's 3.
I worked on my birthday, Mom.
You did? Well, you didn't need to. My governesses never work on their birthdays.
But I did work, Mom.
But that's not the question, is it, Julia? We are discussing financial matters now. I will, however, only count 2 holidays if you insist. Do you insist?
I did work, Mom.
Oh, then you do insist.
No, Mom.
Right, so that's 3 holidays, so we'll deduct 12 rubles. Now then, there were 4 days when little Kolya was sick and there were no lessons.
But I gave lessons to Vanya.
True, but I engaged you to teach 2 children, not 1. Shall I pay you in full for doing only half the work?
No, Mom.
So we'll deduct it. Ah, yes, now there were 3 days when you had toothache and my husband gave you permission not to work after lunch. Is that correct?
I worked until 4, Mom.
But it says here, did not work after lunch. We have lunch at 1 and finish at 2, not 4, correct?
Yes, Mom, but
That's another 7 rubles. 7 and 12, it's 19, subtract. Comes to 41 rubles, correct?
Yes, Mom. Thank you, Mom.
Now, January the 4th, you broke a teacup and saucer, is that true?
Oh, just the saucer, Mom.
But what good is a teacup without a saucer, eh? 2 rubles. But the saucer was an heirloom. It cost much more, but I'll let it go. I'm used to taking losses.
Thank you, Mom.
Now then, January the 9th, Kolya climbed a tree and tore his jacket.
Oh, I forbid him to do so, Mom.
But he didn't listen to you, did he? 10 rubles. Now then, January the 14th, Vanya's shoes were stolen.
By the maid, Mom. You just charged her yourself.
True, but you get paid good money to watch everything. I explained that to you on our first meeting. Or perhaps you weren't listening. Were you listening that day, Julia? Or was your head in the clouds?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, your head was in the clouds?
No, Mom. I was listening.
We'll deduct another 5 rubles. Ah, yes. Now, January the 16th, I gave you 10 rubles.
You didn't.
But I made a note of it. Why would I make a note of it if I didn't give it to you?
I don't know, Mom.
Oh, well, that's not a satisfactory answer, is it, Julia? Why would I make a note that I had given you 10 rubles if I had not, in fact, given it to you, eh? No answer. Well, then I must have given it to you, mustn't I? If you say so, Mom. Oh, well, certainly I say so. That's the whole point of this little talk, to clear these matters up. So we have 27. We'll take that away from 41. Comes to 14 rubles. Correct?
Yes, Mom.
Oh, what's this? Tears? Are you crying? Oh, has something made you unhappy, Julia? Oh, do tell me. It pains me to see you like this. I am so sensitive to tears. What is it?
Only once since I've been here have I ever been given any money. And that was by your husband. On my birthday, he gave me 3 rubles.
Really? Oh. There's no note of it in my book. I'll put it down now. Thank you for telling me, my dear. I'm sometimes a little lax with my accounts. I'm forever shortchanging myself. 3 rubles, right, so we have 14 and we take off another 3 rubles, comes to 11 rubles. Would you like to check my figures?
There's no need to, Mom.
Oh, very well then, we're all settled. Here's your salary then for 2 months, Julia. 11 rubles. Count it.
There's no need to, Mom.
Oh, come. Let's keep our records straight. Count it.
1, 2, 3. 10, Mom. There's only 10.
Are you sure? Possibly you dropped one. Have a look on the floor.
I didn't drop it, Mom, I'm quite sure.
Well, I know that I gave you 11 rubles and, well, there's not one on my desk. Look on the floor.
It's all right, Mom. 10 rubles will be fine.
Well, take the 10 for now, and if we don't find the coin on the floor later, we'll discuss it again next month.
Yes, Mom. Thank you, Mom. You're very kind, Mom.
Julia, come back here. Why did you thank me?
For the money, Mom.
For the money? But don't you see what I've done? I've cheated you, robbed you. Instead of the 80 rubles I gave you, I've given you only 10. I have made no such notes in my book. I made anything that came up into my mind. I've actually stolen from you, and yet you thank me. Why?
In the other places that I've worked, they didn't give me anything at all.
Well, then they've cheated you even worse than I have. I was playing a little joke on you, a cruel lesson just to teach you. You are far too trusting, and in this world that's very dangerous. I'm going to give you the entire 80 rubles. I have it ready for you. The rest is here in this envelope. Take it.
As you wish, Madam.
Julia, come back here. Is it really possible to be so spineless? Why don't you protest? Why don't you cry out? Why don't you shout out about this cruel and unjust treatment? Is it really possible to be so guileless, so innocent, to be such a, pardon me for being so blunt, such a simpleton?
Yes, Madam. It's possible.
Oh, wait! Again, for those who are offended by life's cruelty, there is an alternative ending. Julia was so enraged by this cruel and unjust treatment that she quit her job on the spot and went back to live with her poor parents, where she inherited 5 million rubles. It is my intention one day to write a book of 37 short stories, all with that same ending. I do love it so. It's the only living creature capable of laughter, and that it is this faculty which separates us from the lower forms of life. Yet, one must question this theory when we examine some of the objects of our laughter. For example, pain. Needless to say, pain is no laughing matter. Unless it's someone else doing the suffering, of course. Why the sight of a man in excruciating agony from an abscessed tooth that has enlarged his jaw to the size of an orange should be funny, I can't say. It's not funny. Not in the least. But in the village of Ostemko, where they have very little access to entertainment, a man with a toothache can tickle their ribs for weeks. Certainly, Sergei von Miklasov, the sexton, saw nothing humorous about it. And yet, as he made his way through the village to the hospital, his moans and groans brought him more chuckles than sympathetic remarks. Wouldn't they find it more amusing had they known that the good doctor who usually performed the extractions of angry teeth was away at the wedding of his daughter, and the duty fell to his new assistant Kuryatin, an eager medical student, if, alas, poor sexton, an inexperienced one.
Greetings, Father. What brings you here?
The pain is unbearable. It's beyond unbearable. It's unendurable.
Where exactly is the pain?
Where isn't it? It's everywhere. It's not just a tooth. It's all side of my mouth.
How long have you had this agony?
10 years.
10 years?
Since yesterday morning, it seems like 10 years. I must have sinned terribly to deserve this. God must have dropped all other business to punish me this way. Oh. Where is the doctor?
The doctor is away on personal business. He's left the care of his patients in my young, capable hands.
But are you a doctor?
in every way except a degree. I am a doctor to be.
Then I am a patient to give. Goodbye.
I can assure you the only thing that prevents me from being called a doctor is the formality of an examination. I'm skilled, I'm just not titled. Please, I beg you for this opportunity. Please sit in the chair, Father.
Oh, heaven help me today. Ah, even sitting hurts.
No doubt the nerves are inflamed. Once removed, the pain will cease to be.
You're going to remove the nerves?
The tooth that's connected to the nerve. It's a simple matter of surgery.
Ah!
There. Now, let's see what we have here.
Oh, I pray for you. I pray to the saints and to our dear Lord in heaven. Be gentle with me. Spare me pain.
My dear Sexton, we live in an age of advanced science. In skilled hands there is no longer need for pain. If it's gentleness you want, it's gentleness you'll have. Now, are you ready? Good. Now, please open your mouth so I can examine you. Come, please open your mouth. My dear Sexton, inexperienced as I am, I know it's essential that you open your mouth. It is mandatory to all matters concerning the mouth to have it open first. It would be highly impractical for me to try to extract your tooth from the outside. Now, please open your mouth. Not just the lips, the entire mouth. I don't wish to brush your teeth, I wish to examine them.
Will you be gentle?
Didn't I promise you I would?
As a child I was promised many things I never got.
There is no pain connected to this part. This part is merely an examination to find out what must be done, where, and how. Now open up! Good. Now let's have a look. Ah, yes. There it is. There's the nasty little fellow. Oh, you're an ugly one, aren't you?
Stop talking to it. Don't make friends with it. Just pull it out.
Don't rush me, I'm evaluating. Your tooth has a hole in it big enough to drive a horse and carriage through. Oh,
What is it?
it's even disgusting to look at. But if this is to be my profession, I must get used to these things. Now, I'm going to try something.
Will you be gentle?
As though I were your own mother.
My mother didn't like me. Gentler.
I want to see how exposed the nerve is. Now, all I'm going to do is gently blow on your tooth. All right? Excuse me. Here goes. I have some information for you. The nerve is exposed.
Is that how far science has advanced? Blowing on teeth?
It's still inconclusive. Much more work is needed in this field. So much depends on the temperature of the doctor's breath. Ah, here we are.
What are you going to do with that?
The tooth has to come out. It'll be out quicker than you can spit.
I pray for you. May the Lord enlighten your soul. May He give you health and quickness. Mostly quickness.
Amen.
Amen.
Now, this will come out easily. Some teeth give you trouble, I admit, but that's only if the roots are deep. I hope you pray for shallow roots. All right, here goes. Don't do that. Don't grab my hand. You've got my hand again. If I'm going to pull your tooth, I'm going to need my hand. Are you going to let go of my hand? If you don't let go of my hand, I'm going to take these forceps and pull your fingers out. There. Now, let's try again. Now, the important thing is to get a deep enough hold so we don't break the crown. Right, now, I've got a firm grip on the little monster. Now, whatever I do, don't grab my hand. I'm going to have enough trouble with your tooth without you interfering. Steady when I say 3. 1, 2, 3. I got it! I pulled it out! My first tooth!
You pulled it all right. I hope they pull you into the next world like that.
Uh-oh. I knew it. The crown broke. You've still got the roots in your mouth. What a mess this is going to be. I told you not to twitch!
You butcher! You carpenter! You God's vengeance for my sins. Compared to you, the toothache was a joy!
You ignorant peasant! The only thing harder than the roots in your mouth are the brains in your head. Now get back in this chair, we have unfinished business!
Keep away from me, sorcerer. If you put your fingers in my mouth, it'll be the first solid food I eat this week.
You are not leaving here until those roots come out. It's a question of professional pride.
I give up.
I failed in my duty.
Come, my son. Let us pray for a miracle.